YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we got another video here by Revsake Desu. This video is about Kirsche. Vice found out about after publishing hit pieces on problematic VTuber. So yeah, let's jump in. As we guys know, check out my previous videos, links will be in the description, or just check out my YouTube channel. I have posted about Kirsche, her previous incidents. This is a VTuber which she was falsely accused of her being racist. Meanwhile, she was just talking about a situation which happened in America, you know, people getting GoFundMes for them doing terrible things. But now she's now accused of her being racist. Meanwhile, she was just talking normally. She was giving base takes, and they wrote some hit pieces, some how can I put this, clickbait. They wrote clickbait articles about her, and so now a company kind of dropped her, and I think Vice is the people that published a hit piece about her. So let's just jump in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Check out the previous videos for more context. But yeah, let's jump in. Let's go.
Hey, what's up guys, Riv here. So it looks like we're getting a trilogy to this ongoing Kirsche situation.
Holy.
If you want full context behind everything leading up to today, you can check out my two previous videos on the subject. However, things have gotten very crazy with this cancellation campaign targeting Kirsche and
what's
her sponsors.
happening?
A life ruination campaign fueled by various articles and viral tweets trying to slander her, including
the reason they're literally trying to slander her for no reason, like no reason, like there's no reason to slander Kirsche, which is crazy, bro. Like that's the thing. I would understand maybe she was a bad person, or maybe in the past she did something. This girl literally did nothing. So they just like, okay, cool, she's our target for now. Like, it's insane.
3 hit piece articles produced by Vice, and now after the effect of those, Kirsche is now making an official response with the help of this individual. Not sure who they are, but they cosplayed as Kirsche and delivered the document to their door. This contains a Google Doc that Kirsche has made responding to the situation, and also making retraction requests to Vice and threatening possible legal action if they do not follow through.
Nah, at this point, it's like, yo, these big companies, let me just end up suing you guys. Because what's going on now? It's like they're just now taking advantage now. What the hell did she do now? Now she's getting sued now, bro. Send a cease and desist and start suing, literally. You know
that request. Now to sum up everything,
if I was in her position, man, for me any publicity is good publicity. I'm not saying that it's good for you, but it's publicity. So yeah, I don't know what I would do in her position.
Video in a very simple way. There's a cancellation campaign targeting Kirsche. They're trying to get her deplatformed. They're trying to remove her sponsors, and they're doing this through hit piece articles as well as viral tweets.
And the question is, why are they trying to get her deplatformed? Why? Like, why? Like, what? So you telling me like there are people out there which really need to get deplatformed, but we're gonna choose her, Kisha A VTuber? Come on, that's like
trying to paint her as
weird.
A white supremacist, racist, Nazi, bigot, all these buzzwords they love to overuse on social media. And unfortunately, this campaign was successful in ending one of her partnerships, and that was with the game Crime Boss. And she was an integral part of growing this game and putting it on the map. And when people saw that she was removed, her partnership severed as a result of this ridiculous, slanderous cancel campaign, you can see the results. The negative reviews poured in. People are very mad at these developers for really having no spine, and also for welcoming in the modern audience, who, by the way, is now asking for refunds because they think this game is too problematic. Congratulations, Crime Boss, you played yourself. Now, of course, that's not good enough for a lot of the people involved in this harassment campaign against Kirsche. You can see this Anna Velons individual. This is a Vice journalist who's made or been the subject of all 3 hit pieces on Kirsche that have been recently released. And now that they had this successful campaign with Crime Boss, now they're going after other sponsors, mainly gamer subs, trying to get them to end their partnership with Kirsche over misinformation and their primary sources, which is largely from Reddit posts and 4chan posts.
Reddit posts, 4chan, Twitter, Blue Sky. Like, ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is honestly ridiculous. Like, I don't, like, why are we doing this, guys? Come on. Like, there are other people that deserve to be kind of banned. Not Kirsche, dude. Like, are we really gonna waste our resources on Kirsche?
Yes, words of other people on various websites like that. That's the best they got. But also there's other people fuming in the VTubing scene. You can see this post that got a lot of attention saying, so much Kirsche hate has been on my timeline recently, and I have to say to that, keep it going, guys. I love to see those racist Nazi Mayo Moon crickets get dragged to filth. Man, the anti-racist strike once again. This is advanced levels of racism, ladies and gentlemen. This person has to pull out a whole thesaurus to try to make up a slur to go after Kirsche with, while also trying to supposedly combat racism. Now, as these people always say, freedom...
Like again, we're trying to cure racism through Twitter. Like, I'm like, yo... I'm not saying much, but come on, like, you know.
Of speech does not mean freedom from consequences, and that's what happened here. They would lose their ambassador position with Advanced GG. And you can see they're quoting people making fun of them, saying, can you people read, I don't care that deeply, let it go. And people are clowning on this, of course, because clearly someone who constantly says over and over again, I don't care, clearly care a lot. But here's what I think they care about. I think they care about being made fun of. That's what they care about. They don't care about losing the Advanced GG partnership or ambassador position that much, because let's be real, this is not shaming small content creators. I was a small content creator myself at one point, but this person has like 6 YouTube videos and their last stream was like 6 months ago. I don't think they're making a substantial amount of money from their ambassador position with Advanced GG. So losing that was not some major financial blow. So I think that's why they're so okay with what happened. However, while they were getting dunked on, they started to get a little spicy in the replies to that previous post saying this. I just learned Rev is sponsored by Advance. Thank God they dropped me, bro. Holy
wow. So, okay, cool. You got dropped. Now you're like, okay, cool. Thank God they dropped me. Meanwhile, you got dropped, bro. Come on. Like, people can't admit to take it out, bro. People would rather just now look for, okay, cool. Who can I dunk on? You know, that's insane.
I didn't know they were working with that stinker.
Yeah, people don't
anyways,
like you,
ladies
Rev.
and gentlemen, use code REV30 to get 30% off.
Make your money. We skip ads, guys. We skip ads. Let him make his money, man.
And help support the channel. And yeah, that is it for the spiel. And of course, you can see right here that Kirsche would respond to this series of tweets when she's referred to as a Mayo Moon cricket, and she would say, actually, I'm a fox. And also, let me make this clear, since people are saying this about Kirsche, I'm sure they're going to say it about me. If someone wants to talk on social media, I think anyone should be able to talk about them. Just because they're a small channel doesn't mean I'm stripped of my freedom of speech. I can respond to people, especially when they're directly talking about you. They're starting the fight, so they better expect someone to respond when they're...
Rule number 1 of internet beef: never start the beef, because you will always lose.
Called out like that.
You know?
But anyways, let's return to Kirsche here, that original post we started off with earlier in the video. You can see her tagging Vice and saying, like some kind of secret middle of the night ballot drop, I left a little something for you. I made sure it's on par with your company's journalistic quality, so you'll take it seriously. And let's play this video, by the way.
Let's see the video. Is that a guy or girl?
Amazing stuff, as always here. But of course, let's get into the Google Doc. And she made a very concerted effort to make this an elaborate shit post while also seriously addressing the issue. So she begins by addressing Vice's Waypoint, which is, I guess, Vice's attempt to revitalize that platform here. But you can see, she says, an open letter from Kirsche. Hey, Vice, what the F? I'm Kirsche A VTuber, which means I stream with a digital avatar that looks like this. Down here, she says you can catch me on these various platforms. She gets lots of support and then says, I'm not a Nazi. They walk funny, did too much meth, and didn't like to laugh, and they probably would hate me and most of my friends. So how come you keep calling me one? And then she says, Vice used to be a very respected outlet. I agree with that. They used to be a very respected outlet, one that I enjoyed personally.
A lot of modern day social media, how can I put it, legacy media, used to be very respected, but I feel like, you know, there's just so much influence from outside mediums that make them irrelevant. So that's why a lot of them legacy media or used to be famous and popular media outlets are mad, you know?
But they say, in any event, about a month ago, Waypoint, which is one of your verticals, a quasi-independent outlet, a failed gaming news site that you are trying to revive, something most people don't even know exists. Either way, it started publishing articles about me saying I'm a bigot, I'm a Nazi simp, and I'm responsible for all sorts of online harassment. It's completely untrue, of course, but also why me? Why now? I'm an anime foxwoman. What could a once respectable news org want with me? It's 2018 all over again. Is Vice the PC police for VTubers? So again, Vice, what the F? Okay, let me break it down. I know I've covered this in the past couple of streams, but Vice isn't a subscriber yet. Maybe if I tangent about their Colombian donkey, oh my lord, video a few more times, they'll come around. I'm sure they won't, unfortunately.
They won't.
So here they begin with the first article. This is the headline saying, why is this gamer subs VTuber pushing the great replacement theory?
What?
And as she says, not to brag or anything, I have over 184,000 fans. You're accusing me of bigotry because one of my fans is a supposed Nazi. That's like saying McDonald's supports communism because Kim Jong-un likes Big Macs. And what she's referring to is a post where someone bought her merch, and in that post that they shared with her merch in the shot, there was also some what people claim are Nazi symbols. And now they're trying to say, because of that, she is supporting X, Y, and Z.
You know, this is so stupid. I'm so over this, dude. This is so stupid. Like, this is dumb. Like what am I watching now, bro? This is so dumb.
It is an incredible reach, and they're trying everything in their power to basically lambast her over that. Now, of course, we can't really get into these articles without talking about its author, at least the author of the first two, Anna Velons. You saw her earlier. She's been tagging the sponsors Kirsche works with relentlessly on social media, and she is someone who is a massive hypocrite, and her credibility is none, as I will show right now. So recently she started working with Vice, and one of her first articles was this: these VTubers want you in their lewd game, you might want to pass. And in this case, they're talking about the lewdtuber agency Velons, right? They make two major claims. They said that their hiring process is transphobic with the biggest reach you will ever see in your life. But relevant to what I'm talking about here is they call out one of the talents who is a lolly VTuber who obviously does lewd activities with this company since they're a lewdtuber agency. And Anna Velons says that is problematic, that it's promoting pedophilia and that this content caters to predators, all predicated on the concept.
Again, you know, I feel like, you know, if you're writing articles like this, bro, like, how many people are reading this type of article, bro? Like, again, like, if you're really talking about pedophilia, anime VTubers, and all of that, and you're criticizing, bro, like, again, you gotta ask yourself, like, what am I really doing with my life if I'm now trying to stop people for them to, like, number one, she doesn't understand the whole concept of VTubing. She doesn't. I bet from looking from the outside in, it looks very confusing. Lolly VTubers are petite females. They just have smaller bodies and smaller figures. The lewdness of guys, again, you know, this is anime and VTubing, you know, sex sells, you know, type of thing. So I don't understand why she making it seem as if it's a bad thing.
That they support, that clearly says fiction affects reality. That's how they're jumping to
this. And again, you know, these are all fictional characters. I like what Rev said. These are all fictional characters. These people ain't real. Like, what are we doing? Again, like, what are we doing? These are all fictional characters. None of them exist. It's just a freaking cartoon. Literally.
Conclusion saying fiction affects reality. That is the standard they are using onto other people.
How does it affect reality, though?
Make wild accusations against them. And just like everyone else who makes that statement, they're a massive hypocrite on the subject of fiction affecting reality or not. They make that claim while also consuming very similar content themselves. Here's reposts and interactions they've had with all kinds of...
These are all of her reposts. Like, what? Oh, really? Come on, dude. She's not serious, dude. She is not serious. She is not serious. No, she is not serious. She's just clickbaiting. This is clickbait, bro. Dude.
Featuring characters from Lolicon series, characters that are underage, characters that are lollies, and /or all of the above. So they consume and interact with that stuff themselves that they're using to chastise others, while also being a very vocal, long-time customer of Faku, which sells a whole category on their website of lolicon dojins. So they don't go after this company that they support, but they use that same thread of logic to attack another company, in this case Velons, and make wild accusations against them. That's obviously very hypocritical.
She's doing it because it's a trend. She's doing it because she can see that, okay, cool, everybody's hating on Kirsche. Let me go and also jump on the trend of the hate train. I hate that, bro. Why do people on Twitter love doing that? And especially she's a news journalist. Vice don't mean shit nowadays, bro. I swear to God, bro. That shit don't mean nothing, bro. Okay, let's search now on Google Trends Vice. Vice, the freaking website, right? Vice. So this is Vice. Dude, they even way less. Look at this. In 2011, there was 16. Now they're barely reaching, bro, again, bro. These people had, like, again, dude. These people are dead. It's dead now. 2016 is over, bro. When was it? 2015, 2014, 2016. That shit is dead, my brother. It is dead. Siberia is even their biggest country. Like, get out of here, bro. These people are dead. That's why they're writing anything. They're dead. Dead. Completely done for. They ain't coming back. There's gonna be new people again. Insane.
On top of that, this voice clip has made the rounds. I'm not gonna play it because I've heard it once and I've heard it too many times at that point. You can listen to it for yourself, or you can watch other people reacted to it, including Asmongold, God bless his soul, going through that. But here we have Anna Velons sharing a fantasy of theirs where, to sum it up, it's some reality where trans people have subjugated biological women and have now forced them into breeding facilities, and now the trans people routinely R-word them, and yeah, that's the story they're fantasizing.
What?
About. Again, this person says fiction affects reality and you should be judged so based on your interests. Obviously very hypocritical here again.
Crazy.
On top of that, they have routinely expressed interest in age play audios, in producing them. And if you don't know what that is, that's when one or multiple people in a group, they're role playing is an age that they're not, and take a good guess as to what ages they're typically role playing.
Younger ages.
And then they doubled down on that claim in 2024 and said at first, professionally speaking, it was a bit of a
no. Man, F this girl, bro. Like she's like, I don't take her seriously, bro. Like, you know, like, come on. Again, she's just clickbaiting. She's doing it because she sees the hate train on Kirsche. She's just writing anything so that she can get views, you know. Bro, we've seen it before.
Go for them. But then they said, I don't have much writing up on age play, but I'm very supportive of it, having been in a mommy-daughter dynamic that was extremely fulfilling for them, and they feel like age play can be an important and healing form of play for many adults and should be destigmatized.
Wow. Is she a freak? Oh, what are you, freakazoid? What's going on? Why are you sharing this on social media, bro? Like, we all have our kinks, but come on, dude. And meanwhile, you are a writer and holding somebody to a different standard, but you hate on lolicons and all of that, but yet you like age play. Come on.
I show these things for one reason only. Some people say just because they have these interests, they should be immediately discredited. I show this because it shows that they're a hypocrite and that their word shouldn't be trusted. Yeah. They said, because you consume this anime stuff, you are a predator. And that's what you're appealing to with your lolly VTuber model. While they also have these fantasies of age the R-word, of age play, of these other things just involving anime itself. But now we're going to move on to one of the more egregious things that needs to be brought up as well. This article they made in 2020. This article is disgusting for reasons I'm going to explain. So Anna, in their infinite wisdom, decided it was a good idea to rig an adult toy on themselves and have it so when they're playing Fall Guys, if they bumped into another character, it would trigger the toy. So yes, I understand this is a video game, right? And it's interaction with other players. But
as we always say, we listen, we don't judge. But I'm judging, because how can you judge somebody else and pretend as if your shit don't stink, you know?
There's no consent here. They're getting gratification through this game involving players who don't know that it's happening. They're not consenting to what's happening. That's what makes this
come on. Who gives a fuck about the consenting? She a freakazoid, bruh. Like, come on. That's weird. You know, like, again, you know, everybody has their own kinks, their own vices. Ironically, no pun intended. You know, everybody has their own vices and their own things that they like. But at the same time, you know, you can't hold your other people to a standard when you don't hold yourself to that same standard, you know? I feel like that's very hypocritical, you know?
Disturbing, and what makes it even more disturbing is that Fall Guys is a game heavily played by children. So I don't understand on what planet they thought this was a good idea. This is a very disturbing thing that they produced back in 2020. I produced these things to show you this is not someone who's very trustworthy. This is not someone who should have much credibility whatsoever. They're a massive hypocrite on a million different subjects. But let's finally return to the Google Doc here, okay? So you can see Kirsche talking about this first one, saying, rather than back up this outrageous accusation, the article starts off by talking about my sponsor, GamerSupps. So then they go on here and say, however, GamerSupps is in hot water with many VTuber fans due to the behavior of who else but Kirsche, an anime fox girl with a knack for sharing alt-right talking points. Kirsche has landed herself in controversy after controversy online due to her right-wing beliefs.
Dude, Kirsche has zero beliefs. She was just talking about the situation, and like, dude, again, this girl literally did nothing. If she did something, I was gonna say that nah, she fucked up, but she did nothing, bro. Like, like what she said was so plain. It was so literally plain Jane, bro.
At this point, it begs the question whether GamerSupps will one day pull the plug on the VTuber for good. Do you see the way they're approaching this? This is all about...
No, it's manipulation, it's control, it's them trying to, again, jumping on the hate train, because she can see that, okay, cool, everybody hates on Kirsche, let's also capitalize on it, and let's also try and ruin her. Like, you know, it's weird. I hate when people do this to people, but that's how it is.
This is about pulling sponsors. This is not about spreading awareness. All it's focusing on is GamerSupps and saying, why are they still employing you? Why are they still working with you? You're so bad. You have alt-right talking points, right-wing beliefs. They don't even keep it consistent, which honestly with people like this, anything to the...
Dude, again, and even like if you guys had to search the video of Kirsche speaking about this, bro, it is so plain. It is just so based. She never agreed with any side. She never talked about any side in a negative way. She just said, bro, this is the way how the world is today. Period, bro. Like, it's weird, bro. Like, it's hella weird.
Is probably alt-right to them. But anyways, Kirsche says, my first time hearing about this supposed controversy, literally, I've been sponsored by GamerSupps since September of 2023. This is a tactic called manufacturing consensus where activists claim everyone agrees with them to make their points seem legit. Note that this paragraph doesn't cite a single source.
Again, where's the source of her? I like that. No, dude, they can't even point out a single time where she was being alt-right wing or whatever they're trying to slander her with.
So they are literally just saying everyone's offended.
Yeah.
While they're creating the narrative that everyone is offended in order to make their claims have any sort of meaning whatsoever. And also the sources cited in the article, guess where they're from? Anonymous posts on Reddit. This is hard-hitting journalism in action, ladies and gentlemen. But let's continue on. Here's the headline of the second Vice article, saying VTubing has an elephant in the room. Bigotry. And what's their proof of this? A random 4chan post.
4chan.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we should be really focusing on as a trusted source. So, again, for the millionth time, Kirsche says, obviously I think harassment is bad. I don't do it. And I tell my fans not to do it. The suggestion made repeatedly in this article that I and my fans endorse harassment is totally false. In fact, fully half of the tweets quoted in this article are from a person who goes by Invented or Bint, who has serially harassed me for months. Does Anna Velons mention this in her article? No. Do I have proof of this harassment, which I would have shared if Vice bothered to ask? Absolutely. Here's some examples. And it's like calling her Ku Klux Kirsche, saying they don't indulge in a place of cruelty.
Now that's funny though. I gotta say that's hella funny.
I take joy in knowing that she's burdened by hatred that should burden you in some form, if not from guilt.
People are bored. At this point, people are just bored, bro. Like, they're just bored. They're just doing whatever, dude. Saying whatever, just from, I don't even know at this point. This is just so weird. Dude, shame. Poor Kirsche, dude. But hey, man, that's the internet. You know, if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, get the fuck out. You know?
Then from the rightful consequences as minimal as people criticizing and making fun of you on Twitter, can I add low-key set off the domino effect that led to a sketchy VTuber sponsor to lose thousands of dollars on my resume. So they're proudly saying that they're going to be the main charge here, trying to get her to financially suffer and lose sponsorships. Again, if you want to know, you can look at this person's profile. Like, it's not a daily obsession. It's not an hourly obsession with Kirsche. It's
when they're
by the
bored.
minute
Wow,
obsession. It
really?
is non-stop attempts to engage in life ruination. They have latched on to Kirsche, and I unfortunately suspect they're going to continue. But that's the sources being used.
Kirsche must just block this dude. Like, why? Like, guys, come on, bro. We live in a day and age where we can block, restrict, whatever, you know?
For these articles. But they continue on and says the article doesn't mention this person that they're using as a source. And also, the article again talks about my sponsor GamerSupps and tries to make it seem like there's some sort of controversy brewing. Here's the words that were in the article. Earlier this week, independent VTuber Rin Penrose announced the end of her partnership with gaming supplement company GamerSupps. According to Penrose, her decision came to due to associations with creators whose views strongly conflict with my own, as well as a lack of communication from the company on this issue. And Kirsche says, look, I love GamerSupps and that they support VTubers from every side of the political spectrum. That's one of the things that makes them such an amazing partner. That and their awesome supplements. And then she says, crossed out here, use code REV30 for 30% off your advanced. Here we have this saying, I hope I continue to work with GamerSupps, but if this effort to cancel me is successful, I have to wonder who's next. Well, that's the whole point. And people are already taking the crime boss narrative and using that as fuel to keep going after more sponsors. You're giving people a feedback loop. When you as a sponsor drop someone over these cancellation campaigns, you're rewarding their insane behavior and their life ruination campaigns, and you're encouraging them to even
not
further.
stop.
But now we move on to the third article where it's titled Waypoint Stands with Anna Velons. And they show posts from other people that's now being...
Dude, I've seen people get like cut from their sponsors for much less. Kirsche didn't even say anything, bro, and she got cut by that other game. But hey, dude, that's how it is, bro. Like, when you work with sponsors and businesses, that's why I'm an advocate for always empowering yourself. You need to empower yourself before you even start. Well, not even before. I guess sponsors it means to an end. But at the same time, always empower yourself. Always try and be independent as much as you can. You know?
Attributed to Kirsche once again. And they're showing suggestions on Throne, a wishlist website. This is one of them, for example. They're showing this on social media saying it continues, referring to the harassment campaign they've been facing. And it's a clown suit. Okay, but also there was a very important discovery here made by Curry Rinji. This is really important. This is referring to the third article. There was a change. There was a change to the article the day after, and now some of the content is missing. Well, what content? As you can see here, they're going after, now also lethally by the way, but they're showing these screenshots of the harassment campaign going on, but they show this right here, right at the forefront. Now, if you look at this, it says, with the name blacked out, curious, you are a man, you cannot be a lesbian, referring to Anna Velons. And of course, this is posted in the Vor subreddit. Interesting. But here's the problem. Look at the screenshot. Posted 1 second ago. Either Anna Velons has the fastest reaction speed in the entire world, or this is possibly a manufactured piece of supposed evidence here that they likely created themselves to paint themselves as a victim of an anonymous user.
You know what? Yo, this is stupid. No, this is so stupid. I'm done. I'm done with this girl, bro. Like, I'm done with this whole weird drama. I'm done with this whole, like, I'm over this, bro. Like, dude, again, like, some of Rev's, like, videos, dude, they get to a point where it's just so stupid. The drama gets so stupid and so dull. You know, like, it's not spicy drama. People are not swearing at each other. People are not fighting. It's just like Twitter tweets and all that. This is stupid, dude. Like, stupid as ever, bro. Stupid. I'm falling asleep, literally, bro. Like, you know what? I'm done with this drama. There's one more video. I'm gonna cover that one more video. But if it's still stupid shit, I'm gonna halfway drop it. You guys tell me what you guys think. This is so stupid. This is dumb. This is dumb, period. This is dumb. I'm done with this topic. I'm over it. You won't see me talk about it ever again. If there is another video, I'll talk about it. But if it's stupid again, I'm out halfway. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. I'll cover another Rev Say Desu drama. Yeah, see you in the next one.